Hey. So last night I was thinking, it's always a fun time when I do that. And I was like, yeah, tomorrow's the perfect day to copy Emma Chamberlain again. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. In actuality, though, I was like contemplating friendship. Specifically, I was thinking about how I take my friendships so seriously. And I was like, my whole life, I've taken friendship very seriously. More serious than romantic relationships. This could be for many reasons, but it could possibly be because I'm very, very romantically inexperienced. I've had a lot of friends in my lifetime. I've had a lot of close friends specifically, and they've all been able to provide something that no romantic situation could ever. And it's kind of fucked because we're taught to prioritize and place more value in our romantic relationships. I need a different name for romantic relationships so it's not repetitive. I can't help but notice and bring awareness to the fact that that is deeply rooted in a lot of sexism and misogyny, and it is very much a control thing created by the patriarchy. Bitch, I can't see. These aren't real. Because having this belief set so firmly in us from literal birth, it perpetuates this idea that women can only grow up to serve men. That's weird as fuck. It sets up this false expectation that there are very limited life paths that one could grow into because it's very much like you grow up to find a partner. It's not even you grow up to be chosen by a partner and then have babies and have a family. It's just weird to me. So I'm here to rebel today and say that maybe we don't even need that. But let's strip it back. What is the meaning of friendship? Well, the meaning of friendship is very subjective depending on your values, what you value in people, what you value in life. It just depends. My personal definition of friendship is I purposely didn't write this down in my notes because I wanted it to be like off the dome. By the way, I'm joined by this iPad that I had to place a Chipotle napkin in because I got this iPad from my school. Legally, I bought this. I did not steal this because they were getting new iPads anyway. And they were like, you can keep your old ones if you pay just this. So that's what I did. But I couldn't get the sticker off this. It said like my name, the school address. I'm stalling because I can't think of a I can't think of a definition. Okay, well, to me, friendship is souls coming together to create something beautiful. Platonic relationships are the most romantic to me, and I think friendship is very beautiful because it's something that's other than your family and other than your sexual or romantic partners, and it's just to me, friendship is such a foundational element for the rest of your relationships in your life. Well, I mean, technically your family is, but like your chosen family is like, damn, I really do. What does friendship even fucking mean to me? Friendship is just really fucking important to me because, like I said earlier, it provides me in ways that I cannot get in family sometimes or romantic situations. It just is the missing piece. And whether you have one friend or 300, it doesn't matter because it's beautiful regardless, and it's a sense of community that isn't always based off of this transaction that you're either forced into through family or that you are, I guess, actively looking for, actively trying to pursue and like make a whole life out of like you would with a partner. How do you know if you have good solid friends? There's a couple different elements here that you can go off of. Sorry, my nose is like really itchy. Allergy season. What you value in friendship will obviously differ depending on your morals and who and what you get along with, what tickles your fancy. But I think there are some universal rules that I don't find that people are kind of implementing. I think your friends should honor you as a part of their life, however that may look. For me, it's heavy on like, I saw this and thought of you, whether that be like sending you a post on Instagram or even getting you a gift, although I don't place value in that personally, just because, like, it's not a love language to me. Honoring someone in your life can look like I said, sending you a very specific post that they know you like, or just like remembering that you liked something and being like, let's say you're driving and you see a billboard for a very specific movie that you said you really wanted to watch because it's a part of your very favorite franchise. And your friend is like, oh, look at that poster or look at that billboard. Like, I know you really like that. Isn't that cool? I would feel so honored. My favorite is when we really have to move on, but my favorite is when someone is specifically like, "Oh my god, I really want to do this with you." Like an activity, or like, "I really want to go to the store with you," or "I really want to go apple picking with you." "I really want to go to the city with you." "I really want to go on this trip with you." "I really want to go here and here," or "I really want to do this and this with you." That really makes me feel honored and like you care about me enough to want to implement me as someone, a part of your life and a part of your adventures that you go on. Next, your friends should be uplifting and supportive, and they should genuinely be happy to see you succeed. And it's like such a no brainer, you would think, right? But you would be very surprised how many people don't incorporate this into their friendships. Your friends should be able to hold you accountable, but in a way that's compassionate. You know, I'm in personal belief that you should be able to do the very small, mundane tasks and chores with your friends. That's like the ultimate test of compatibility. Can we do basically nothing together? Can we do the boring shit together and still have it be a good time? Because hanging out with these people should be fulfilling. Hanging out with these people should be very fulfilling. You shouldn't be leaving hangouts with this person feeling drained. You can feel tired. Like, as an introvert, I'll feel tired, like, no matter what, but I'll still be like, that was so fun. I'm exhausted, but that was so fun. You should never sit there and be genuinely drained of energy and needing to isolate and needing to have your alone time and wanting to ghost them because you just don't. That's just like not, because you should be able to set boundaries easily with this person. That's how you know you have a good friend. If you can set boundaries with said friend or friends, plural. If you can fucking set boundaries, can you be like, hey, I didn't like when you said that. And are they going to be like, yeah, I completely get that. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. Like, they should really create a safe space for you to express emotions. That's a huge important one. Independence. Can you grow separately without growing apart? Shit, I just realized that my microphone was probably rubbing up against my hoodie this entire video. These people should be real, genuine, and authentic people. Do they march to the beat of their own drum, or are they trend obsessed? And are they worried about what other people think all the time? I think it's normal to see a trend that you do personally like, and you're like, oh, that's cute. That's fine. But to constantly be like, is this trending? Is this trending? Is this trending? That's weird to me. And honestly, sometimes they don't even understand it. And I guess it's not that big of a deal, but it just like points out a few things to me that I'm like, I don't know why that's your priority. Like, you shouldn't be scared to be yourself. Of course, that comes with its own challenges and traumas. And I'm not saying that people that do really like trends or people that care about what other people think don't march to their own, to beat at their own drum. I'm not saying that. Is the communication good? Can you guys resolve? Jesus, I can't speak today. Mind you, Mercury is out of retrograde. Can you guys resolve conflict easily? And is there minimal fighting? I don't know why we normalize fighting so much in relationships. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. I really personally hate conflict with 90% of my being. I hate conflict. The 10% is saved for. No, I would actually go as far to say 99.9% of me hates conflict. Because I don't think anyone likes conflict. Well, that's not true. I know a lot of people that like discourse and debating, and because people are like, well, you're gonna fight in relationships, it's normal. I guess it's normal, but I think we normalize it too much. Yes, it's normal to disagree, it's normal to have a tiff here and there, but it's not normal to have full on brawls. And mind you, they usually don't last long, those fights, or I mean those friendships. But also, that's just me personally. Some people do have those friendships where it's like siblings and you just fight for no reason, but I don't even like to fight with my sister like that. It really stresses me out when we do. So, shifting gears, how do you know if someone's not a good friend? Well, I found that people that aren't really good friends are very, very, very competitive. This is like the opposite of being genuinely happy for you and genuinely wanting to see you succeed. Let's say that you went to the mall and a guy came up to you and was like, "Oh my God, you're attractive. Here's my number or my Snapchat or whatever." And you go to your friend and be like, "I just got this guy's like number." If your friend's first response is, "Oh yeah, well I went to here the other day and I got three guys' numbers," that's not cool. That's actually really fucking annoying. Like, we're friends. This isn't a race. This isn't competition. I understand that some people are just like that, but you can be just like that away from me. You don't have, like, it really pisses me off, as you can tell. Another way you can tell if people are meant to be in your life, they don't respect your boundaries. Again, this kind of goes hand in hand with being able to easily set boundaries. Because if you are like, "Hey, I didn't like when you said this to me," and their first response is to invalidate you and gaslight you, that's not your fucking friend. Secret animosity. A lot of you bitches have friends that they literally hate you. They do not like you. You guys genuinely have friends that do not like you. And you make excuses for them. And it upsets me because it's like people will keep you around just because you're a good friend, not because they like you. They know that you're a good friend, but they don't like you. If you catch these people belittling you a lot, or they're really competitive, or they are always trying to one up you, or they're always trying to make you feel lesser than, that person doesn't like you. I am sorry to tell you this, girl, but that's not your friend. They secretly have something against you because they're jealous or they envy you. And envy is like way crazier than jealousy to me. Because jealousy is like, you have something that I want and I know I could get, but you have it for some reason. And envy to me is like, you have something that I know I will never be able to have and I hate you for it. That's crazy to me. Also, if these people take advantage of you and if these people use you, that's not your fucking friend. Let's say you go out to dinner. Your friend purposely didn't bring their wallet because they know that you sometimes like to pay for them. They're using you. Let's say that this person always asks to hang out, but for some reason you always need to drive. And they live like 20, 30 minutes away. And they have a car. So it's like, what are you doing? Or you have the fun house, the cool parents. Your house is the house. You guys are always hanging out, but only at your house so that you can do things that they wouldn't be allowed to do at home. They're using you, and I've been a victim of that more times than not. They use things against you, they use your past against you. Again, that is mean girl shit. Sometimes it'll be very passive aggressive. I also don't like passive aggressiveness, but I'm kind of really passive aggressive, so that's just hypocritical of me. Lastly, they're just negative as fuck. You don't want that around you, I promise. It takes a lot of trial and error to find people with the good traits and to weed out people that you've outgrown. It also takes a lot of hard and grueling work to ensure that you yourself are being a good friend because it's not one way. It's not one way. Like I said earlier, I have gone through a lot of friendships, a lot of close friends, a lot of friend groups. And usually, if someone has had a lot of ex friends, that probably means that they were the problem. And making sure that a good friendship, I mean, anything I'm probably saying in this video could also work for romantic partnerships, but that's not what we're fucking talking about. That's something different. Seriously, though, being completely honest, any relationship, it takes two people to make work. And obviously, if, like, you need to gauge if it's just not worth working for anymore, you're not getting anywhere. It's really, like, sometimes you can have good chemistry with somebody, but really bad compatibility. But, I'm no stranger to being problematic. I went wrong in a lot of my relationships. I always found myself in some sort of drama. I always found myself not really chasing drama, but I was just always attracting drama, and that's when I should have known. I didn't handle conflict well at all, and I couldn't take accountability for a lot of my life. Accountability was hard to like just do for me for some reason because I just felt like I couldn't face myself or I couldn't think of myself in a way that wasn't had like planned up here. So when someone came to me with like, I didn't like when you fucking did this, I wouldn't know how to fucking respond. And a lot of times I would unfortunately result to this victim mindset. It is so toxic. I really don't. I have a lot of deep rooted like shame surrounding my past self because of these things that I'm mentioning right now. I'm working through it in therapy, but I'm not saying that these friendships could have been saved had I worked on myself, but there's maybe a timeline where had I had accessed the knowledge I have now during those relationships, they would have been more successful. But I'm also a huge believer that everything happens for a reason, and those people weren't meant to be in my life for long. People are usually in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, and I feel like a lot of those people were there for both reasons and seasons. Because we'll get back into the list, but like I wouldn't have any of the knowledge that I have now or any of the wisdom that I have now without going through those things. So yes, I unfortunately resulted to victim mindsets all the time because it just was unfortunately what I grew up learning. I also wasn't true to myself. And that caused actually most of my issues, most of the downfalls of my relationships, as in friendships, stemmed from me not staying true to myself and not setting correct boundaries and not surrounding myself with people that were genuinely like minded. Also, by not being true to myself, I more so mean like, sure, I had confidence, but I was overcompensating for a lot of insecurities. And I accidentally found myself in a lot of situations where I was friends with people that weren't doing anything but amplifying my insecurities. Whether I was just being like internally competitive or they were genuinely just not the most kind. Oh, never mind. Just got triggered. Moving on. I had a lot of confidence, but also it's like it was pretty much fake confidence a lot of the time. And also, if I'm being honest, like I don't think I ever had confidence. I just had a big, bold, and intense personality, and that doesn't always equal confidence. And I think that's where my ego got really big a lot of the times. Okay, so if I'm just putting a blanket statement over why a lot of my friendships failed, my ego was fucking massive. That's it. My ego was massive. I couldn't accept my faults. I couldn't take accountability. I was really insecure. I was downright mean and disrespectful at times, you know? That's not to say I didn't have my karma. That's not to say that I didn't experience being on the other end of that, being on the other end of other people that, like I said, these were all, a lot of the people in my life were and still are reflections of what was going on the inside. So I think it's safe to say that a lot of the people I surrounded myself with were also of the same nature. Not that they're like that anymore. I don't know really any of them like that, but I don't think any of them are like that anymore. The last thing I'll say about why my friendships kind of went downhill was codependency. Codependency. That is a big one that I don't find a lot of people talking about. Because for me personally, I can't be around people 24/7. And I had to find that out the hard way. And I faced massive burnout in 2022 last year because I had just been jumping from friend to friend group to friend group, and that's fine. You can have a bunch of friends, you can constantly be creating new friends, but to be with them every day, to be with them all the time, to be working with some of them, to literally have sleepovers that would last weeks at a time, it wasn't healthy for me. I don't think it was even healthy for anybody, especially during the pandemic is when that kind of lifestyle got really bad because we didn't have anything else to do but hang out with each other. And it was really fun. Don't get me wrong, it was so fun, but it was more so us trying to run away from the pain that we were experiencing from this worldwide traumatic event and also just trying to escape personal reflection. Because, like I said, my ego was the size of the Andromeda galaxy. Like, it was huge. And I still struggle with my ego getting inflamed, but not nearly as intensely or as massively as when I was a teenager. Because that was fucking crazy. Me still 19 when I was a teenager. Who am I? The faster you get in relationships, the faster they are to fall apart, in my opinion, come crashing down. And unfortunately, that's where that is actually the theme of a lot of my old friendships. That also feeds into me not staying true to myself. But in my defense, I didn't know who myself was technically. I didn't know myself at all. So I didn't really know that I needed that time alone. That's why we learned from those relationships. That's why we grew from them. That's why they happened to teach us a lesson. And now I know that I can't be with people like that 24/7. It's really hard for me. So yeah, I think it's important to understand the different things that different friends can provide. I think that understanding that certain people can give you certain things in terms of what you need can save so much hurt and disappointment. And sometimes even save the whole relationship. If someone's not capable of providing in multiple different ways that you need, but you still want that person in your life, then it might be more worth it to accept that as it is, accept that they can't give you everything, and stop expecting them to fit into boxes they simply cannot fit into. That has saved my personal relationships a lot. I'm the type of person that's like, when I meet a friend or meet someone, or if I'm becoming friends with someone, I really want them to be like my ride or die. Like, I want them to have a seat at my board meeting table. I want them to be very close to me. But sometimes not everyone's supposed to be that for you in your life, and that's like okay. It's just really important to identify the friends that are here for a good time, not a long time. There's this thing, me recording on my phone, also me looking for my phone. So I'm gonna itch my fucking eczema, okay? Don't mind me. How much of this video have you not been able to see my eyes? I've been trying to like look to my left so that the glare isn't so intense, but I don't know if that's really working out. Just identifying where your friends fall in your life is super important, and accepting the ones that aren't meant to be there 24/7, because that will save that relationship. You have your travel friends, you have your going out friends, you have your OG besties, you have your, like-minded besties that like are into the same things that you are in terms of like aspirationally and like what you want to do in your life. You have your work besties. There's just so many different types of besties, and not everyone can be your number one best friend on Snapchat. Not everyone can be your there's this specific TikTok that I saw where she listed a bunch of the different friendship types, and I'm currently thinking of the North Star bestie. Not everyone can be your North Star bestie. The person that is your absolute go-to, your number one, your ride or die. Not everyone can be like that. Some people can be multiple things, but it's very rare when someone can be all of them, because I know that I can't be all of them. So that's it for friendship. I hope that I provided some sort of wisdom for you. I don't actually know if I did. And I'm sorry if I embodied Emma Chamberlain too much in this video. I'm not sorry because I love her so much, but I am sorry because I'm being completely unoriginal, and this is borderline, what the fuck is the word? Give the source credit, it is plagiarism. Play. No. I'm thinking of plagiarism. I'm basically plagiarizing, but I'm giving her credit where credit is due. Let me know if you guys want more of these types of videos. I had a lot of fun making it. I mean, I'm a fan of Emma Chamberlain for a reason. I like these types of sit-down videos, but unfortunately people don't